Hey, this is Don, and thank you for calling Rent to Own Roadmap. This is your YouTube channel that makes lease options simple to help future homeowners become savvy with rent to own. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about how to calculate your mortgage closing costs. This will be a step-by-step guide to estimating what you'll owe at the closing table. So let's get started. The surprise that catches buyers off guard. Now, if you're getting ready to buy a home with a mortgage, one of the biggest surprises is closing costs. If you don't prepare for them ahead of time, they can completely throw off your budget. Here's what you're going to learn today. First, what closing costs actually are. Understand the basics before you buy. Then, the common fees that are included. Know what to expect. And then, how to eliminate or estimate, not eliminate, but you're going to estimate your costs. Calculate before applying for a mortgage. So here's what closing costs are. They're fees and expenses paid when the home purchase is finalized, and they're separate from your down payment. Many buyers focus only on the down payment and forget about extra costs involved in completing the transaction. Here's some common mortgage closing costs. First, there's the loan and credit. You're going to have originating fees, credit report fees, property and title appraisal fees, title insurance, a home inspection, legal and administrative fees, your attorney or escrow fees, recording fees, and then prepaids. You're going to have property taxes and homeowners insurance. Now, not every fee applies in every situation, but most buyers will see several of these charges. Here's the 2 to 5% rule. This is a simple rule many buyers use. They estimate 2 to 5% of the purchase price as going to closing costs. Let's say you have a $250,000 home. Expect roughly to pay $5,000 to $12,500 in closing costs. Now that's just an estimate, but it helps you to prepare. The low estimate around 2%, typical is 3.5%, and on the high end is 5%. Now here's another example, $300,000 purchase price. The estimated closing cost, 3%. That would be $9,000 would be the estimated closing cost and a down payment of $5,000. Remember, your closing costs are in addition to your down payment. You need both ready at closing. Where many buyers run into trouble. They save for the down payment but don't prepare for the additional fees. Then, right before closing, they realize they need several $1,000s more. So planning ahead reduces the stress. Here's some ways to reduce the closing costs. Negotiate with the seller for concessions. Ask the seller to cover a portion of the cost. Ask for lender credits. Trade a slightly higher rate for reduced upfront costs. And then compare lenders. Different lenders charge different fees, so shop around. And then explore loan programs. Some programs reduce upfront expenses. Review your loan estimate carefully. Here's the lease option advantage. You have extra time to prepare. One advantage of a lease option or a rent to own investment, and rent-to-own strategies is that buyers often have extra time before applying for a mortgage. That time can help improve your credit, save more money, and prepare properly for the closing. Now here's the key takeaway. Understand early. Don't wait until the last minute to think about closing costs. Remember the estimate. Use the 2 to 5% rule for your starting point. And then, of course, prepare ahead. That puts you in a much stronger position when you're ready to buy. Now, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and follow along for more practical real estate and home ownership strategies. They're explained in simple terms. Again, subscribe and like this video. And the next video, more practical real estate strategy in simple terms. We want to present lease options made simple. Real-world education for beginners and first-time buyers. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you in the next video.